We're back.
Yep, it is a
Another
week in either June or July right now. What week is this?
No, this is going to come on Monday. So we're recording it like within days of when it's going to actually air, which is
Oh,
unusual.
that's right.
We're a little behind on the ones where we just do them together.
Yeah, we haven't done a solo one in a little while. Since the champagne, we just barely got done with that hangover. This is a little bit bittersweet for us in that this is our last podcast in our cute little studio in our house in Salt Lake City, which we have sold, and we're going on the road.
Yeah, we have less than a week.
Yep,
less than a week, and then we're
give or take a day.
Out of Dodge. We've also sold we sold some of our furniture to the people that bought the house.
We're going major downsize.
And we gave away and will continue to give away most of our other stuff. We're going to have very little stuff.
So we initially planned on our goal was to fit everything that we own into a 10 by 30 storage unit,
which I still think is too much, but you have a lot of tools, so I
and the vehicles
acquiesced.
I gave most of the tools. I lent them away, but the big ones. But the except I kept one for you.
Like the big drill, the hammer drill.
Yeah, that's one I kept for you.
Oh, sweet. But you got rid of the table saw.
Yeah, I didn't get rid of it. I just lent it away. It'll be there when I need it back one day.
All right, cool.
Anyway, so 10 by 30 storage unit and our vehicles. And our vehicles consist of, right now, a Toyota Tacoma and a Kia and an RV. And I'm going to put a camper shell on the Tacoma so I can fit a little more shit in there. But when that was our goal when we put our house on the market. And then we also were hoping that somebody would buy our house and just take everything that we had in it. And that almost happened. I mean,
they're taking most of the stuff.
Yeah. So we don't have to move any couches.
Except for the antiques that I gave away to my family.
Yeah. We don't have to move much. So now I'm thinking we probably got too big of a storage unit, but
we definitely did.
It's a nice problem to have in that when we put all the things into the storage unit, we can now walk around them and find them if we ever need to. So that being said, and why are we doing this? Couple of reasons. We planned on moving from Salt Lake City and just kind of exploring, selling our house, investing any equity we have in it, and then just renting for a while the market corrects, which is my opinion. I'd say 98% of all my real estate friends disagree with me.
Maybe more.
Anyway.
We don't like, Salt Lake is okay, but the air quality is really bad here in the winter. And I don't want to bash on Salt Lake too much because Utah, actually, I do still love Utah, and I still believe that we'll end up spending some more time here. But our plan is to move somewhere for 3 months, at least 3 months, right? Get a feel for it.
Well, it's not
2 to 3 months.
That was our initial plan. We were going to move to Tennessee so I could be near my parents for a little while. We were actually thinking within 45 minutes of them renting a cabin in the Smoky Mountains somewhere and
hiking out the back door.
Yeah, that was our initial goal. And then my dad passed away a month and a half ago. And now we're going to move in with my mom, try to help her get situated with her house.
Yeah, and what she wants to do. I mean, it's a big house for just her. So I think she might want to move somewhere else, right?
Yeah, so we're going to help my mom out for a little bit and see where that goes. So before we were like, we'll be there through the summer, and then maybe in the fall we'll go somewhere else. I don't know. I mean, we don't have a defined timeline now, but our freelance plan is to live 3 or 4 months, various places, short-term rentals, and figure out.
I already said that. That's what I already said.
Oh, sorry. I had a sip of beer. I think it made me forget. Anywho.
So then, but this was yours. This was your choice. So I think our high level plan is you pick one place. We stay there for however long we both are comfortable, and it's good, right? And with this, until we feel good that your mom's in a good place and everything's settled over there.
Yep.
And then I get to pick the next place.
Yeah.
And it could be anywhere as long as we have internet and you want to kind of stay stateside, right?
No, I don't know. I mean, it depends. It depends on where it is. I'd like to be. I still have quite a bit of work left to do in my life, and I have clients, and we have a software uh, platform we're developing, and so I feel like I need to have strong internet. Otherwise, we'll be really choppy on these podcasts. And
your other business it'll be
yeah. And I'd like to be within a couple hours of an airport, maybe no more than 2.5. So that's it. That said, we want to explore various communities. Any place we thought any whim that we've ever had. Oh my God, it'd be so great to move here or live here. We're just going to go live there and see what we think.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see how long we do this experiment.
So this is the blow up your life experiment. We read a long time ago that there's like 3 or 4 super stressful things you can do to a marriage. Changing jobs or careers, right?
Yeah, which you kind of just did.
Sort of. Yeah.
I mean, your company changed around a bit. You guys are doing some different things.
We flipped the software platform on its head, and from the direction I was previously going to where I'm going now, it's
totally different. So we just changed your job.
And then
moving
is a big one.
Yep. And a death in the family.
Death in the family.
That's a huge stressor on a relationship.
We just had one of those.
Yeah.
And is it kids? I don't remember what the other one is. I'll have to look it up. We'll tell you on the next podcast.
I feel like what we're doing is going to be a great experiment for our relationship, and to see what happens when you put it in a pressure cooker like we're about to do.
Yeah. The upside is I'm not planning on wearing pants for any of it.
Is that the upside?
Yeah.
Is this a boner joke?
Some days it will be. Yeah. So one of the things we also wanted to talk about a little bit in this podcast, because we hinted at it already, is grief when you get hit with the unexpected, and the space that you give your significant other. And
we can just tell them what's been happening with us.
Sure.
When your dad passed away, and first of all, you just left. You left immediately, and I didn't see you. And then I had to make the decision to come and be in Tennessee with you. I don't know how you felt about that, but I didn't ask you. I just came because I felt like I needed to be there.
Well, you told me you were coming. So
I did tell you, but I had already bought the ticket. I mean, I had already packed my stuff, and
it was totally natural. Everything felt as it should. It's weird. I get in that. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain how I operate, in these kind of situations, but it was like I wanted to be there for everybody else. I wasn't really worried about who was there for me. But when you said you wanted to come and be there for me, I knew that was important for you.
It was important for me.
I didn't feel like it was critical for me, but I was super grateful that you were there when you got there. So
that's good. I was worried I might make the wrong decision, whether to give you space or to try to be there. Although I feel like even when I get there, I can still give you space if you needed it.
Yeah. Anyway, so we wrote a little bit about grief in our book because Sam's father passed away 6 years ago, or is it 5?
I think it's even more.
Anyway, it's in the book. You should buy the book, and then you can find out when her dad passed away, because I'm pretty sure we said in there.
Yep, we did. I don't know if we do actually, but it's stop.
Somebody might buy the book.
Okay, stop. It's the stop, drop, and
money on that fucker in almost a year. We didn't make any money to begin with, I don't think.
Shh. It's because we give away too many copies.
Anyway,
because it helps
it's not
people.
about money.
It's not about the money. But stop, drop, and roll. That was the chapter where we talked about grief. But your grief had me I've been worried about you.
Sam felt like I wasn't grieving in the right way.
Yeah, and then I realized how judgy I was being, but he wasn't talking about it, but seemed to be very short with me.
Yeah, there's different phases of grief. There's denial. I know that's one of them.
Are you just making these up?
No, denial is definitely one of them.
And then I know there's anger.
Yeah, anger is obviously. That was the only one. I just moved into anger and then moved out of it. But it wasn't really anger. It was as much as I just felt edgy. And
you were definitely irritable.
Hyper irritable, but not, I wouldn't say hyper. I was just irritable and a little bit quick to snap.
And I'm used to being the snappy one.
And so now I'm doing two things wrong. I'm not grieving right and I'm snapping at Sam. And
well, and I felt, I mean, I tried to approach it with you like, not that you're not grieving right, but I'm worried about you. And I was, and
grieving right because I wasn't grieving right.
It wasn't a right or wrong thing. It just, you weren't expressing any emotion other than when you'd snap at me.
So I wasn't grieving right.
Well, I had to express my worry. Well, it's a weird way to grieve because I feel like if you are stuck in anger, then you don't feel the real emotions that are, because anger is not a real thing. I mean,
anger is a manifestation of hurt.
Yes, it's a manifestation of pain, in my opinion.
In almost every single opinion.
Yeah. So it doesn't exist on its own. There's always some underlying emotion that happens underneath the anger. So the fact that you were only expressing anger had me worried that you weren't able to feel the pain or not willing to, or not, I don't know.
Anger is hurt or fear 100% of the time. You guys can challenge us on that. Send me an email and tell me when anger ever manifests itself and it's not hurt or fear, or actually just message us on our Bigger Love Facebook page.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious if anybody has any opinions on that.
So how do you feel like you're doing now? I mean, I don't think you've been through some giant grieving. You're not like me where I would, anything that reminded me of my dad, I'd cry.
No,
you're not doing anything like that. I mean, you get teary-eyed a couple times, but
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm doing all right. I realized that I'd been short, and I apologized to you.
You did.
And then I explained to you that I felt like you were judging my grief, which is something that we wrote about in our book not to do.
Yep, and I apologized for that.
Yeah, and otherwise, it's just there's shit that needs to get done. I'm doing it, and I feel heavy some days, but I don't know. I'm okay. I'm not anybody that you need to worry about, and I'm not worried about myself. How about that?
Well, I love you, and I'm here if you decide you need me.
You don't have to say that on a podcast. It's going to sound contrived.
Oh, sorry. It's just the truth.
All right, we'll cut that out later or not. Anyway, so
we can let the editor decide.
That's why we.
It's almost like we're not even responsible for anything that we put on the air because we have an editor who's supposed to handle it if we say something stupid or.
And his name is Justin Shank.
And we love you, Justin. You're the bestest.
Called the Growth Now. And
oh yeah, we just interviewed with him. Yep. So you can see us on his interview at some point. I guess it wasn't a Steam interview. It's just a hearing one.
Yep. He's at his Growth Now conference, I think, as we speak. So anyway, that being said, shameless plugs aside, he'll probably cut that out too.
Don't cut it out unless you're embarrassed of us.
We just thought we would give you an update on what's coming and let you know that
we'll be probably podcasting from the RV.
We're bringing y'all with us. We're bringing you with us.
You just get to come.
Yep.
On our adventures. So next stop, Tennessee. Actually,
the next stop might be wherever. We're gonna do a few Facebook lives along the way, and you're doing an adventure with our daughter on the way too.
That's true. I am.
Sam does an adventure every year, tries to, with each one of our kids, where where do you guys want to go within reason, and then they take 3 or 4 days and they just go explore. And our daughter loves not the macabre, but she loves all the weird stuff. I love it too, like scary ghost stories and. That's macabre, right?
I don't know what macabre means.
Ghost towns.
That's a fancy name.
Area 51.
How do you spell that?
MACABRE, I think. Macabre is how it reads.
Oh, yeah. So we've been to ghost towns.
Please do not email us and tell me I spelled that wrong.
Yeah, do. Just kidding. We went to Area 51. Actually, we went skydiving when we went to Area 51 also. That was pretty cool. So we do some adventures. My son and I went spelunking Jacob and I went spelunking just outside of.
It sounds weird when you say spelunking. You should say caving.
Okay, caving. I don't know what there is a difference, but I don't really know what it is. That was in where was that? That was in Arizona.
That was in Arizona, outside of Tucson.
Tucson, that's right.
Tucson.
That was cool. That was amazing. So Claire wants to see Roswell and the giant meteor crater. So we're gonna head south, check that stuff out.
So we may not be doing any much FaceTiming from the road. I'm gonna go south a little ways, and I'll either catch up with them, but we're gonna divide and conquer. I'm heading east.
Yeah, maybe we can hook up in Texas.
Ooh boy, there's gonna be a hookup. Okay. Is
that all we have to say?
Yeah, that's all. I mean, we just wanted to kind of.
I'm kind of sad. I feel a little sad now. Like this is our last time in our studio.
And all these cool sound buffering things that are behind us. I explained to the new owners that they got to keep them. They were a little disappointed when they found out I glued them to the wall. But
I don't know that all of them are glued. We did use that tape, but I think
most of them are glued.
Yeah, I think we had to glue most of them. Well, it's okay. Maybe they'll like it.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and we'll keep you posted on what's next.
Yeah. Bigger love to everybody. Bye.